Hi, this is Tiffany, volunteer for the Christian Book Fair, and I'm going to talk about some of the favorite books for older elementary school. Some of these are good for middle school as well. Some of them are overtly Christian, they have references to Christian teachings, the Bible, Jesus. Some of them are not overly Christian, but they have the values, the virtues, the character interests that we would like for our kids. So I'm going to start with some of the classics. Roald Dahl, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. This is a classic. It's been around for a long time. It's a great story for kids. It's imaginative, it's fun, it's whimsical, it's hilarious at times, but it also really is about virtues of people and the choices that people make, poor character qualities that get them in trouble. And then, of course, our main character, Charlie, who has a humble and good heart and makes the right choices. So, this is a really great book, very enjoyable for kids. Classic. The next book, this is also a classic, Little House on the Prairie by Laura Ingalls Wilder. There are a whole series of her books. Some of them are award-winning books, and they are all really great books. Great family values, very humble hearts, sweet stories, some illustrations that are cute too. And it's also kind of a historical fiction too. It's of an older time period. And so I think it's good for kids to be able to read at a time period when things were a little bit more difficult. There wasn't internet, and to be able to help them understand, to be grateful for the things that they have, and to appreciate family virtues and values. Good Christian author, well written, great book. Because of Winn-Dixie, this is also an award-winning author, Kate DiCamillo. This is not an overtly Christian. Oh, I take that back. This one actually does have Christian values. It has references to church and preachers and praying. So it's actually a very well-rounded book for kids. It does have some difficult struggles in here, particularly in dealing with loss of a loved one, and but it's also has good family values. It's a sweet book about a little girl who has a dog, and this dog is a friend to help her get through some difficult times. And I think children who really appreciate animals are going to really enjoy this book. It's, again, great family values, good Christian teachings, and an enjoyable book. My kids enjoyed that book. Same author. This one is The Miraculous Journey of Edward Tulane, and this is not overtly Christian, but it is a really gripping story and heart-wrenching about love, loss, and overcoming and learning to love again. This is a very deep book about a doll and a doll's journey with his owners and the owners that he's loved and lost, and hope for love again. I know children have really enjoyed this book. I think it's good for children to read books from time to time that help them relate to stories of empathy. While I know most kids really enjoy the fun and funny and adventure books, it's good for kids every now and again to read a book like this. Classic book, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. by C.S. Lewis. This is, I particularly like having these in the book fairs because they actually have colored illustrations as well that kids may enjoy. This book has great values and virtues, but it's also imaginative, fantasy type style book, and with a big adventure and big decisions for kids to make doing what is right, and family oriented as well. Siblings trying to overcome obstacles. They have to overcome difficulties, as you can see, and then come back together again as a family. So great story, lots of fun. Kids really enjoy that book. This is a newer book. It's called Roll With It. I really like this book because it's very well rounded. It has, it's a fun novel. It's got family oriented, good friends, diversity, overcoming obstacles, empathy for those who have obstacles in their lives, and it's a good, very well-rounded book. Also, Christian author. I think the kids really enjoy this book. Here is a favorite. Now, this is a newer book. It's not a classic, but this is called Will Wilder, The Relic of Perilous Falls. It is the first book in a series of books by Raymond Arroyo. And I'm going to tell you, the writing in this book is really fantastic. I really enjoy the writing in this book. And I've actually also listened to the audio version that the author narrates, and he does a fantastic job. But it's also a fantasy type style book, but also very Christian oriented. It references Jesus and stories in the Bible and other people in the Bible, and but it's also a fun adventure and very imaginative, very well written book. My kids really enjoyed this. This is a favorite in the book fairs as well. And I hope your kids enjoy that book too. Another fantasy. This is probably better for an earlier elementary school read. So like I would say, 3rd, 4th, 5th grade. A lot of fun. The kids really enjoy this book. This is actually my kids' book. You can tell they've read it many, many times. And this is one of a series as well. The kids love this series. This does really well in the book fairs as well. It's a fantasy type style book again, but it's overtly Christian and has references to scripture, to Christian stories, to angels. And it's about kids that are coming closer to God to be able to help those that they love and are in need. And great book, fun, exciting adventure book. Another fun book for kids, a favorite, is Jackson Jones, The Tale of a Boy, an Elf, and a Very Stinky Fish. You can tell this book has gotten a lot of read from my kids. This is one that they've read over and over and over and over and over again. It's a funny book, kids. Great way to get kids to read is give them a funny book. And it has little funny scripture, little funny art as well. This is not overtly Christian. It's just a fun, imaginative, silly book that kids really enjoy. Another book is AKA Genius. This is also, there's another book called, I can't remember it now. Genius Under Construction. Sorry. And again, a fun and whimsical book. The kids really enjoy this book, and it's about the quirkiness of being known as being smart, but yet also making mistakes and and then doing things that you don't even know why you would ever do that and be considered smart. So there's a little quote in here. A review says, "Funny, touching, and real, an extraordinary debut from a gifted writer. The has rich characters, dynamic plot, great read, and kids really enjoy this book." So those are some classics and very enjoyable favorite chapter books for older elementary school kids. Some of them also would be good reads for middle school or even high school. And I hope you enjoy. God bless.